Yo, yo, what's up, degenerates? It's your boy Hodlnomics, aka Doge GF Sancho, in the house. And today, guys, I wanted to talk about MCC and this absolute saga that is going on over here. Oh my goodness, this thing has just been so much drama, such a shit show. However, at the end of the day, the community is so strong. It is so smart. There are so many talented people. This idea is still so good that this thing could still run. I still think that this thing has potential. Again, regardless, though, I wanted to tell you guys the full story, let you guys know what happened, and let you guys make your own decision at the end of the day. If you feel like you need to sell, by all means, go for that. There's been a lot going on with this if you want to do that. However, this thing could still run. Essentially, at the end of the day, what's happening right now is the community is galvanizing around this project, and they're trying to make it the next Floki. For anybody who doesn't know, Floki had some contract issues at the beginning, which caused the price to tank 90%. But then the community just got together, they galvanized, and literally the community fixed it. And look at it now. It's one of the top performing cryptos of the year. And so this has that type of potential because of the community, but also the idea behind this, again, is still really, really good. So at the end of the day, the team needs to make some serious changes with their management, with their advisory board, with their development team. But they're still very, very good at farming. They've demonstrated their competence at farming. They've had $20 million that they could have rugged. This has gotten really, really rocky. And I mean, for them to not rug, especially with everything going on, and the price could have just absolutely tanked. I mean, people believe in the people. Most people believe that the people behind this project have good intentions. They just got in a little bit over their heads, right? So at the end of the day, so don't take any of this as financial advice. Do your own research, make your own decisions on this. But yeah, let's just get into it. Let me tell you exactly what went down. But man, it's crazy. Like, if this thing pulls out at the end of the day and succeeds, this really could be one of the ultimate comeback crypto stories of all time, to where this could even be in movies, just because of how much is on the line here with people's wealth, and how really insane just everything is. So strap in, get your popcorn ready, because golly, this is a story. So let's just go back to the original MCC. So MCC came out about 2 weeks ago, and it was the hottest thing in all of crypto. It was the number one token on DEX tools for a really long time, because the idea was golden. And since then, there have been over 70 forks. 70 forks in 2 weeks, because this idea was so freaking good. Essentially, they were using the taxes and the marketing revenue they were gaining from the transactions. They were using that to farm and then buy back the tokens. When then they would buy back, there were actually reflections that would come back to the users. So people were earning insane yield on this project, and it had a pretty good model. The problem, which I said in my original video where I talked about this, was we did have to kind of rely on the devs to make sure that they were competent. Well, unfortunately, there was a bug in the contract, right? And so turns out it was inflationary. But you can just see here really quick. Let's just see. You can just see here. Oh, this is a 5-minute chart. Let's go to the 2 hours. You can see this thing just shot up. It went up over 100x. I believe it was 150x, 160x in the span of about 6 days. You can see right there. Oh man, this is you can see here, boom, went up, over 160x in the span of about 6 days, and then kind of the news started coming out that it was inflationary. However, the team did say that they were going to be working on a solution. So the team came around, they're like, oh, we're going to work on it, and we're going to launch. We're going to tell everybody what's happening on Monday. So this was yesterday. This is on Monday. This is when they canceled the original contract. They pulled the liquidity, and then they launched this new contract. So this new one, so it was already a shit show. And then with their token deployment, it was once again a shit show. So unfortunately, the devs did not communicate as properly as everybody would have liked, and it was not a full one-to-one swap. Apparently, because the other one was inflationary, all of the inflated tokens that were gained through inflation were not going to come back to the people in the new pool, unfortunately. So a lot of the reflections that people had weren't going to come over. And also, if you look at this, let's just go to the 15-minute. The launch price on this new token was way up here at about the 86 mark. The prior token closed out at about the 43 mark. So the market cap doubled when they launched the price. So people were getting less tokens right off of the bat because the market cap doubled, if that makes any sort of sense. So they're getting the same value, but they need less tokens in order to get that. But that was not communicated. So then people are thinking the price had gone up double right away, so they sold. It was a shit show, total shit show. So the team comes back and they're like, okay, yeah, like what are we gonna do? Teams comes back and or they have a Telegram call. So like, all right, we're gonna have a Telegram call. We're gonna tell everybody what happened, and we're gonna move on from there. So then they did. They had that Telegram call, and this was right here. It was going up. Everybody was real positive about, all right, we're gonna have a Telegram call. Then they have the call, and on that call, again, total shit show. These people, unfortunately, that are in charge of this are in way over their head. However, again, that can be fixed. There are things that happen. So on this call, Digital Dealer hops on, who's been one of the OG community members. And shout out to Digital Dealer because, he's got the right idea with this stuff. If they have a ton of money right now, right? These guys generated $20 million over the span of a couple of weeks they have in their treasury right now. If they can scale that out, if they can make that work long term, that's huge. And plus, they have a ton of money right now. They need to fix any problems while they have that money before it goes on too long. So Digital Dealer's whole perspective is he needs to come in here and we need to clear this stuff up right away. So again, he was upset about the less amount of tokens received. And apparently some of the OGs who had gained the most in reflections, they were seeing, because they had the most in reflections, which weren't going to be transferred over to this new contract, they were receiving, a much smaller proportion of what they thought than maybe newer people were. So they were really upset. And he's kind of the voice for them. Plus, he was looking at something that showed that this token was also inflationary. So he gets in there and he tries to ask them these questions. Plus, there was another thing where the devs accidentally did a buyback on the old contract after they canceled it. So he gets in there and just starts roasting them. So apparently the old contract, when they bought the old contract, that was just a mistake. They were tired. They've been super stressed. I would imagine they haven't been sleeping. Honest mistake. I could see that happening. But again, kind of shows you that we need new people in charge of some of this stuff. Also need to make it smart contract based, put in a DAO. All of this stuff can happen, right? And that's what's really interesting. Like where this thing could evolve because of this is crazy. So anyway, so they accidentally bought back on the wrong contract. Oh well, we got to move on from that. The token, the swap and people getting less tokens, that was somewhat answered. Still not a little bit clear. I think the team is working on a response for that right now. However, it is pretty clear that a lot of the reflections weren't transferred over. The price also doubled. So it looks like whatever you actually bought, you're going to be getting about half or so of those tokens right away. So if you can calculate that, that's what I did. That's what I've talked to a couple of friends about. That seems to be working for the most part. So you've got that. And then number 3 is going to be, the third one was, is it inflationary? So he was looking at something that said that it was. Apparently there's a lot of data coming out now to where it's also apparently it's not inflationary, and the place that he was looking was incorrect. Again, I'm not 100% sure if that is true or not, but that is, there are people reporting that it is not inflationary. So I'm not competent enough really to look at that, or I guess I am. I haven't had the time. You got to look at Etherscan over the course of a couple of days or a couple of hours, and just apparently the total amount is going down with that. So we'll see. So anyways, Telegram call, he just gets in there, starts asking these questions, and the devs, unfortunately, not ready to handle it, which is another problem. They need new people. They need new frontmen for the community. I also want to give a shout out to Nathan. So Nathan is legit. So Nathan's on their advisory board for MCC. He's actually the one who built this website. He just offered his services to the team as a community member, and they took it up. He is by far the most well-spoken, and he knows a good amount, enough about the code and what's going on with the team. He's been a really good liaison for the community, and what's amazing, this guy's 18 years old. I am so impressed with Nathan. So guys, like, everybody just give freaking a shout out to Nathan if you get a chance. Like, he really is probably the sole reason why this thing is still alive. So team, you guys need to give Nathan a raise if you're watching this. And also, I think you guys need to bring on Digital Dealer as well, which might actually be happening. We'll see. So anyways, gets roasted on the call. I mean, there was a period where Nathan, or where Digital Dealer would ask a question, and it would literally be silent for a minute. It was like bad. I'm like sitting over, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to sell. So I would have sold had I had enough ETH in my wallet, but thank goodness I didn't. Had to go move some stuff around. By the time I got enough ETH in there, it was already done, and it started rising back up again. So I was like, all right, cool. Maybe we'll just see what the heck is going on. I would have been in at a way loss at that point. So anyways, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, after the phone call, and Nathan just kind of ended it, and like they were like, okay, well, the dev was like, all right, well, we're still committed to the community, and Nathan was just like, yeah, like, I'm going to do everything I can for the community as well, and we'll get back to you ASAP. And so that was the end of the call, and it's just like, what the heck? Like, oh my gosh. So then I get on Twitter, and I just wanted to see the sentiment, and it is just scam everywhere. MCC scam. MCC is officially dead. I'm like, oh my gosh, there goes everything. Like, we're done. But then, shout out to, I think it was, who was it? I think it was... someone put together a Twitter Spaces. So then after the Telegram call with the actual team, a lot of the based community members and kind of unofficial team, like the community members, get together on a Twitter Spaces, and this thing had up to like 500-600 people at any given point afterwards. It was pretty packed in there. Who the heck was it that put it together? It was Dojin, I believe, or no, it was the Dawn of Crypto. I can't see it right now, but anyways, Dojin was super active in there. I remember him the most. But anyways, the entire freaking community gets on this call. Digital Dealer gets on this call. Some of the other OG members are on this call, and then at the end of it, freaking Nathan gets on this call. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And what was funny is Digital Dealer gets in there, and he's like, man, like, yeah, I think I messed up by talking about some of that stuff so soon, like the inflation. That may not be the case. I nuked my own bag, and we're like, oh, Digital Dealer, you idiot, And he's like, yeah, I know, but he's like, I guess at this point, right? Everyone's just sitting there like, what do we do now? And some are like, I'm selling, I'm out, I can't deal with this. But for the most part, everybody gets back in. Some of the YouTubers that made YouTube videos before are getting in there, and the whole community just starts pitching in ideas on what to do with this, because no matter what it is, at the end of the day, we're stuck with this, right? And we essentially reevaluated the whole project, and it still has potential because these guys have proven to be good at farming. If that's all they do, if they can just farm on behalf of the community, and we can get them to keep doing that, to still be invested in this, and we redelegate or bring in some new talent in for some of these other positions, there's no reason why this thing can't grow. And so it was really, really, I mean, just fun to be a part of that phone call, because it's just, everyone is just coming in and talking about their perspective, and, they're getting DMs, bringing it. It was really, really cool. And so everybody's talking, and then and that was maybe like 2 hours, and then Nathan gets in like 2 hours later, and we're just like, Nathan. And one of the things was like, how do we communicate all of our needs with the community? So here's, at the end of the day, this is what the community decided needs to be happening. So there needs to be new frontman management, which honestly, I think people are super cool with Nathan. Everybody really likes him, but somebody that can speak on behalf of the devs to the community, because the devs and the people that were doing it so far, unfortunately, that's not their talent, right? They've got other talents. They've done a lot, but unfortunately, like they don't need to be doing that. So new frontman. They also need new, they need a new code. There's some things that are broken on this new code. They've got to get some legit crypto engineers in there, and then they've got to fix it. They still can, from what I understand. They have not renounced the contract, so they can make a lot of these changes that need to be made. So that's good. They also need to make some sort of DAO, some sort of situation where they are delegating actions and decisions to a decentralized group of competent people. And so, and everyone's like, well, there's no way the team's going to be able to do that. We don't trust the team. And then, it's really interesting because Digital Dealer, he was the one that nuked the bag. I mean, he had a lot of these really good ideas. He's like, no, guy, and Digital Dealer seems to be a developer in the space. He knew how to read the contract. He really knows what's going on with that. But he said, he basically said that, they can bring in, they have enough money right now to bring in really, really talented people on the dev side and also on the financial side to make sure that the economy is working and 100% for sure inflated, or it's deflationary. He wants to bring in a contract audit, which they should do. Probably should have done a lot of this before, but again, it is what it is at this point. And so so that's essentially where things we believe are moving. Right, so the team is going to be coming out with an official response. However, Nathan heard everything that the community wanted, and I guarantee you he's in there talking to the team right now. So they may do another token redeployment. I don't know if they are going to do that again. I don't want them to do that. I think they just need to try to fix this one. And again, one of the potential solutions is do buybacks and then use the money that they have to buy back to redistribute out to the holders again that feel like they didn't get as much as they deserved. So that could be I think that's actually a really good solution. But so they're going to do that. They're going to hire this crypto team, and they've already said in the Telegram that they are going to be hiring legit professionals now. So they're going to hire this crypto team to redo the deployment, or not redo the deployment, but redo the contract, make sure it's legit. And they have the money now to bring on very, very talented, prestigious people. So, and they're going to pay them very, very well. And that team is going to build out the DAO, which will then, help a lot of these decisions get made. They'll be all smart contract based. They won't be able to make the purchase into the wrong token again. All that type of stuff can be built in and would offer a lot of confidence to the community to do something like that. So anyways, guys, yeah, really interesting. At this point, very, very risky investment still. Some people are still wanting to buy this. If they do a new token redeployment where people were buying on multiple, tokens, that would be super, super crazy. I think just one of the best things to do, again, is just buy back the tokens, redistribute them back to holders via a deployer. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's where we're at with this. Again, if you were a part of that phone call yesterday, it's positive, I thought, overall, because the whole community was much more about, supporting the team, supporting the project, trying to make it grow, as opposed to just fudding everybody and getting all negative about it. They're like, look, we can still figure this out. And again, there are some really, really talented people. If it was me, I would bring on Digital. If MCC, if you guys are watching this, I would bring on Digital Dealer for sure as an advisor. At least let him hook you guys up with the right developers. Let him make sure that things are where they need to be for the community, because he's more invested than just about anybody. So, anyways, yeah, guys, shout out to everybody in the community. If you guys are still here, still positive on this, I mean, we'll see what the heck happens. I'm gonna hold, and I mean, if can turn into one of those stories, that would just be absolutely insane. We'll all be laughing about this in a couple of months. So, keep that in mind. Still positive. But yeah, shout out to Digital Dealer. Extra shout out to Digital Dealer. Shout out to Nathan. Extra shout out to Nathan. Whole community. To stay positive. We'll wait for the devs to come on with their decision here soon, and we'll go from there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to be kind. MCC to the moon. Have an amazing day.